PCX, yeah?
Oh, the Honda is a Honda. Yeah. Yeah, the helmet.
Helmet.
Hey folks, and welcome to Bangkok. We are on our way to the Motorshow today, going to the Impact Arena. And there are some specific things there we'll want to look at, and here's what they are. We're going to look at the brand new lineup of 2021 and in some cases 2022 motorbikes. So I'm with Angie, she's driving. Hello. She's lovely. I'm going to eventually tell you at the end which one I'm most excited about, and maybe some other stuff too, including if there's any that I would actually consider buying. So we'll see I don't know. I know a couple of the new ones, but not all of them. So you guys are going to see the first time along with me. So we just made it here. It's 100 baht to get in, which is very reasonable, about $3. And it's a Saturday, so it should be pretty busy, but the booths should have a lot of action. I'll show you what I mean. There should be a lot of action. So the first exhibit that kind of caught my eye on the way around the arena here is Harley Davidson. And they had quite a display here. Beautiful. Now you may or may not know that they're actually manufacturing Harleys here now, right here in Thailand. And that has a couple different components to it, one of which makes the models that are actually manufactured here. Not every model is manufactured here, but the models that are manufactured here are a lot more, let's just say, reasonably priced than historic offerings here in Thailand. So let's look at kind of the hot new commodity that's rolling off the assembly line here in Thailand while we're here.
So a lot of people have asked about the new Harley, the 1250 Pan American. And it's for sale here now. Somebody told me in the US you couldn't get one, but they are for sale here now. They make them here apparently. 3 colors, black, kind of a pale paisley green, and an orange, kind of a Harley orange. I'll show them to you. They've got everything else, but I believe that's the hot new one. They've got 3 of them featured here, and the guy told me you can buy them right now today here. So let me know if you can buy one where you live. I'm a little indifferent on it. I think it's a neat concept, but I don't know that I would buy one. Next.
So over at Suzuki, not a whole lot new. I asked them what was new, and they pointed me over to the Kickz 250. That's kind of their showcase model here, but I guess I'll talk about this in reference with a couple other similar bikes.
So I guess some of the disappointments. Kawasaki came out with an inline 4-cylinder 250cc sport bike last year. The competitors have kind of called them on that, but not really. The Honda 250 RR, it's behind me here, but I'll show it to you good. It's only a 2-cylinder, only a 2-cylinder. It's got all kind of neat tech and everything, but it's not a 4-cylinder. It's not going to have that sound. It's just not going to have that top end rush. And then Suzuki, even more disappointing, 1-cylinder, a single cylinder on their 250 sport bike. So yeah, it costs less, a lot less, but I would have just liked to seen them all compete, and maybe that was a thing. All the Japanese manufacturers with an inline 4-cylinder 250. I mean, that would be awesome, but not happening, I guess. So that's a little bit of a disappointment.
So if I'm honest, I think I spent most of my time at the Honda exhibit. There's just so much there to take in, starting with this here, but we'll talk about that.
All right, I've been looking around. I'm already ready to make my pick. I'll just go ahead and tell you, this new Honda Super 4 1300. That's the best one. That's the best new bike. Cost notwithstanding, I think almost about 600,000, but maybe like 575,000 baht, about 18,000 plus US dollars. Probably wouldn't get one, but beautiful, beautiful bike. I'll show you. They have a half fairing, one with a half fairing and a naked one. I would prefer the naked one, but beautiful, just gorgeous. I'll tell you an honorable mention, and one that I might get, that I would maybe. This KTM 390, this new adventure bike, this new 390 KTM. For that money, 219,000 baht. What else is 219,000 baht? How about the Honda CB 500X? That's a very popular adventure bike here. But when you can get a KTM, I sat on it, it's duded up nice. 40,000 baht worth of accessories, so for about another $1,000 you get the bags, you get the skid guards, you get the bark busters, you get it. It's loaded, the chassis protector, you get everything. So you're looking at total about 260,000. That is a viable option if you want to tour. KTM is top notch. So I don't know, I didn't think I would really pay that much attention to KTM, but seeing that new one, the other new one, the big 12, I think 1250 or 1290, the 1290, I think a little bit too big, like something like an African Twin, but I think a good competitor for that. If I was in the market for an African Twin, I would, I mean, you'd have to look at this. You definitely have to look at that. For you guys, for you serious adventure guys that like a scooter, your scooter has arrived. This new XADV, all kitted up. I'll show it to you. They've got, I don't know, the tires are way too aggressive, I think, especially for touring. But if you're going to be off-road, gravel roads, they got bags, they got water bottles, big headlights, windscreen, every kind of adventure accessory. I think it's almost a little overdone, but if you're feeling like Mad Max and you want to be on a scooter, there it is. It's called the G Club. I'm sorry, G Craft. The G Craft ADV 150. So there's that. So I guess one that's not a disappointment or something that's really on the top of my list would be the Rebel 1100. I think it's fairly priced. That's what I'm a little bit impressed by. 400,000 baht, 399,000. That's for a big 1100 V-twin. That's pretty decent. That's pretty decent. And I think it would be a good cruising bike. I just probably wouldn't. I'm not really that interested in it to spend that kind of money on a cruising bike. I just like more of an adventure style bike or a sport bike. But if you like a cruiser style bike for 399,000, 1100 V-twin, brand new this year, all the new technology and gadgets, probably a good choice, probably a fine choice. The CRF450, I talked about that in a previous episode. I think overpriced, but it looks nice in person. Boy, does it sit up high. Definitely more gear for off-road. It looks nice, just for over double. It's an import here, so that makes it more expensive. I don't know how many they'll sell to people that aren't for all-out racing, for off-road racing, motocross. I don't know how many they'll sell for casual users, but it's available, and that's cool. So another little surprise, but a surprise and a disappointment. This I guess it's called Bajaj. I don't know, Bajaj. It's an Indian firm. They have the new 400, but I think it's one cylinder. I think it's single cylinder. They've got like a 250, a 300. I'll show them all to you. But when I saw the Dominar logo and I saw the bike and they look pretty decent, and then I saw it's just like a single cylinder. But at the same time, for 115,000 baht, so for about 3,500, a little over $3,500 to get a 400cc kind of upright, naked road bike, standard road bike, I don't think you can go wrong. They'll probably sell a lot of them. I asked if they're for sale now, and she was unclear. I haven't seen them. I think they'll be for sale soon. But she said they're built in India, so I don't know what the we must have a pretty good trade with India where there's not a big tariff on the bikes. So I think that's going to be the price. I don't know why you couldn't get one now.
So I guess the last big exhibit here is Yamaha. So we'll go over and see our friends there. A lot of new small features for the bikes, but not a whole lot of new models. So we'll take a quick look over here.
So over at Yamaha, the Tenere 700. That's the big new offering here. Supposed to be a new Aerox too. I'll go down here and see if I can get a look at that. They got some new color schemes. They got some new little bits and bobs, but not a whole lot in terms of new models. And the Tenere 700, I don't know. It's a very competitive segment. I'll just say that. So between Honda and Kawasaki, I haven't seen Kawasaki out here. I've got to find them. But they say the Aerox is new, but that doesn't look new to me. It looks like the same Aerox. I guess what looks newer is this NMax, Yamaha NMax Connect. Doesn't say how much it's going to cost. Yeah, so 91,000. Definitely going after the PCX, some of the PCX market share. I talked about that in a video a couple of days ago. And the PCX is very popular, very stylish. And the NMax, basically same motor and everything as an Aerox, but they've upped the game on the fit, the finish, the style. They're clearly going after some of that PCX market with that, and it's priced very, very comparably. So I don't know. I think that's going to be an uphill battle. Even though they've improved it, I just don't know. It might be too little too late.
So I began looking around the exhibit center here. No Kawasaki, Triumph, Royal Enfield, GPX. Just looking for some other manufacturers that didn't seem to show up this time around.
So if you ever thought about how much a garden tractor costs here, there's one, 13 horsepower, a little over $3,000. I'm still looking for Kawasaki. I haven't seen Kawasaki yet.
But I guess the best part about looking around is you do uncover some gems, like this guy right here.
So I found a Can-Am over here with all the jet skis and stuff and power boats. Still haven't found Kawasaki. I'll ask how much it is. I need to like how. 2 million baht, so that's about $60,000. But this, I don't know. I don't think this is a standard one. I think this one's been all juiced up. It's beautiful. It says Spider F3S. I'll get some good shots of it, but yeah, it really looks crazy. I've been all over the joint here. I haven't seen Kawasaki. I don't think they came. I don't know, maybe they don't have anything new. So in light of that, with Yamaha, Suzuki, KTM, Harley Davidson, Honda, the ones that were here, Honda's the clear winner. Between that Super 4 1300, between the new Rebel 1100 innovation, not to mention the CRF450, which although it's overpriced, it's still a great bike. It was kind of awe-inspiring standing there next to it. The thing's huge, but they're the clear winner. They got the most new stuff, and I think they're bringing the most innovation to the game right now. Honorable mention to KTM for that 390 in the adventure bike segment. An affordable option, a very affordable option for touring Thailand. I think that'd be a great bike to do it on. So I gotta get something to eat, that's it.
So you may have noticed a clear emission from this, an obvious emission. That would be the new PCX 160, speaking of Honda and their innovation. But that's intentional. I'm working on a separate episode for that. That bike deserves its own episode, really. It's going to be a popular bike here. People are going to have a lot of questions about it. I'm working on a test ride. There's so much going on with that, all new technology. So we'll talk about that later. Let not your heart be troubled. We will take an in-depth look at it sooner or later. So that's it from the Motor Show in the big city. It was a disappointment having Kawasaki absent. Also notably absent was Triumph, Royal Enfield, and some others, many others. For some reason, not every manufacturer came out, but it was still worth the trip. We had a good time here. Thanks to Angie Taxi, for bringing me here, and thank you all for watching. And more to come, more to come. I try to keep my thumb on the pulse of the new bike market. But anyway, for this episode, I'm going to go ahead and leave it off right here. And as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.